What the heck is Formula One?
Pole position, strategy,
yachts and parties,
safety car, Ferrari.
beautiful corners.
Oh, right, okay. There's a car in front of you. Try and overtake it.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Hello, you fools. Welcome back to another Formula Fools podcast. We're in our 34 and 34. We are currently on driver number 7.
All right,
I'm locking it in.
cool.
Number 7, which means it's number 20. Episode 20.
All right.
No, 19. 11 drivers, 11 teams, 1 review, 7 drivers, 19.
Gotcha. Yep.
Nice.
Well done.
Go skin. That was deduced. If you don't know what any of that means and you don't know what we're talking about, then welcome to your first ever episode of the 34 and 34 pre-season amble that we're doing. We're challenging ourselves to educate you guys and to educate Skin.
Thank
and
you.
for Skin to and for Skin to ask questions and pick my brain. My name's Dave. About the drivers, about the teams, about the cars, about what to expect in 2026. So this week we're going to be talking about Kimi Antonelli.
Well, you say this week, Dave, but
Sorry.
you mean today. 'Cause
I mean
that's
today.
the whole idea. It's 34 episodes in 34 days. So we'll be doing another one tomorrow, which
we
is
did one
probably
yesterday.
in the same week of today.
True.
Unless today's Sunday, I guess. I
Do you
don't
know what
when
it
this
is?
getting released.
Yeah, that's true. You know what it is though? It's that every time it's our first recording, I think I always say this week.
Yeah.
And then when it's not our first recording of the day,
Oh, I see.
you know what I mean?
Right.
So also people are going to start noticing when it's our first recording, because either we're going to have facial hair is going to change, cameras will change every like few episodes.
Yeah,
I was
true.
editing a trailer to go live, supposed to go live yesterday, but then I couldn't find one of the clips and I found it this morning. And then one of them classic ran out of time. I had to do my actual full-time job.
Nice.
So I was editing that and I had to go through all 11 of the teams ones. And it was crazy. The small differences in cameras when you put them side by side of like your camera, for example, the shot was the exact same. It was just one was this high, one was this high.
Right.
And so like you could just see more of your jaw. And also you'd lost a fuck ton of weight from the first to the like one of the last recordings.
Really?
It was during that period of when you'd lost weight.
Wow.
Yeah. Or you were still losing weight.
All
You
right,
may have
there
just
you go.
shaved, but you looked
okay.
extra fucking skinny.
I'll take it.
Yeah, go skin. This is one of them tangents.
That's a tangent if ever I've seen one. Yeah, we should be talking about Formula One. More particularly, a driver. Today we're talking about Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah, go skin. You didn't sound confident with that.
No, I didn't.
No.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what we're doing.
But we are talking about Kimi
Antonelli. Tell me more about him. What's his middle name?
Are you serious? Did you do that? Did you do that on purpose because of Kimi Antonelli's middle name?
No.
Kimi is his middle name.
No way.
Yeah, so his name is Andrea Kimi Antonelli.
All right.
But he goes by Kimi Antonelli.
All right. No, I did that because every episode you say this is his full name, and then oh fuck, I forgot to write down his full name.
This was one of those where, yeah, okay,
there you
look at that. That's fun. So Andrea Kimi Antonelli is his full name. Don't know why he doesn't go with the Andrea. I guess Kimi, quite iconic in the sport with Kimi Räikkönen. He kind of set a tone there,
All right.
and he just sounds cool.
Does sound cool. I'll give him that.
Quicker to say. And also AA as initials on like a thing and every,
You don't want that.
KA,
Alcohol's
lot
enormous.
better. It's a lot
Enormous.
cooler. Yeah. Oh yeah, alcohol's not. I didn't even think about that. I just thought me being DD, having this 2 same initials, it sucks. Like, yeah, boring.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, Kimi Antonelli is an Italian. He is actually, is like from the town really close to Imola, I want to say. The racetrack Imola where Ayrton Senna died, where I think we're still racing the next year, or this year, sorry. So yes, track in a very small town in Italy, and I'm sure that's where he's from because I'm sure last year his school did a trip to the race while he was racing in it, and it was his class.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, that's really weird,
That is so weird.
isn't it? Imagine your schoolmates and your teachers coming to visit you at at the race where you're racing at the highest form of motorsport. That's pretty fucking crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. His date of birth is the 25th of the 8th, 2006. That's quite sad. Kimi's 10 years younger than me.
That's wild to think.
10 and a half years younger than me. So he'll turn 20 in August this year. He's currently 19. He obviously debuted when he was 18. His debut year was 2025 with Mercedes. His race starts have only been 24. He only raced one season. He's not won anything. He got 3 podiums, 0 pole positions, 0 championships, and his current team is still Mercedes.
Okay. 0 pole positions, 0 championships.
Yeah.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, literally. What's he fucking playing at? Like, he's had 24 races. You've had 24 opportunities.
I can figure it out, brother.
Yeah, come on, Kimi. So, Kimi obviously is one of the newest kids on the block, but he's also one of the first person since Lewis Hamilton to step into a main team, like a championship battling team, a recent championship winning team as well. He's the first person since Lewis to do that in his rookie year.
Okay. You have answered one of my 2 questions. Well done, Dave.
Go Skip. So what are your questions?
I thought he must have been the first since Lewis. I couldn't think of anyone else, but I thought surely I've got that wrong.
No.
And I did not.
I think when people talk about Kimi, they will compare him to Max, but more often than not, they'll compare him to Lewis. Being in the Mercedes program is probably why he's quite close to Lewis, but also that connection of, first person since Lewis to go into the main roster.
Okay.
Is very impressive.
Before Lewis, who else would have done that? Can you think of anyone else that stands out in that category?
Ooh. Not really. Schumacher maybe going into a Benetton, but Benetton wouldn't have been massively competitive at that time.
What did Senna do at the start of his career?
Senna was with Tolman and then Lotus. So Tolman they didn't even have a turbo engine. They were just like a naturally compressed or whatever the fuck the type of engine was back then. So like was never going to win a race kind of thing, competing against the Lotuses, the McLarens and the Ferraris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's just stepped into a big team.
Oh yeah.
He just walks straight on it.
He's a weapon.
Well, yeah, I assume that's the answer to my next question. Why would Mercedes do that? Why would they pick this kid to walk straight into their main team as opposed to doing with Kimi something similar to what they did with George, where they sent him off to a shit Carter team like Williams and sort of forced him to get a little bit of work experience over there before bringing him back to drive in the main team? Why would they not do that with Kimi?
Fucking amazing question, Skin. Well done.
Thank you.
So let's look at George's first, because I think it's quite easy to look at George's and then go to Kimi's. So George, when he won in Formula 2, I don't think Mercedes and Toto was expecting him to win in his first year in Formula 2 is the number one answer. So realistically, if he had finished 2nd, 3rd or 4th in Formula 2, he could have stayed in Formula 2 for another year or 2, got some more experience behind the wheel and then got promoted. So they were their hands were forced. It was either bench the kid for a season or 2 or, make a deal with Williams and put him in a Williams. And they went with the Williams option. The reason with that is they had just come off the back of, 14, 15, 16, Rosberg and Hamilton was a difficult thing to manage. And they'd finally had a few years with the Bottas-Hamilton relationship where things were looking really fucking good. Like they had one amazing multiple world champion and one amazing number 2 who would win races on his best day, and on his worst day he's getting podiums. Like Bottas has got a stat with Mercedes of he's the only Mercedes driver in history to get into every Q3 session. No one else has done every single Q3 session that they've competed in for Mercedes, including Lewis Hamilton. So, when you look at that as a stat, Lewis had some like Q1, Q2 dropouts.
Wow.
Yeah. But when you look at that as a stat, it's massively impressive. And then you can see they're in a difficult situation because they've got this amazing stability with Lewis and Valtteri. And Valtteri's not underperforming. He's performing exactly where they need him to, where they'll consistently win Constructors' Championships and he'll help Lewis to win drivers if needed. So potentially bringing George in disrupts that while you're in a flow and while you've got the best car in the best era. So if they brought George in, he crashed a lot. Maybe they lose the Constructors' Championship because they've not got 2 drivers performing at that level. So it was a risk. So Williams was a safe bet. The reason they didn't do that with Kimi is that status quo had been dropped after the 2022 new regulations and they fucked up the car. It was they wanted to bring George in, they wanted to bring George into the team. So George got that promotion and it was George and Lewis. And that was always going to be a risk, but George had enough years in Williams in Formula One at that point. So when Lewis decided to leave, the question mark of bringing Kimi in last year during this era of regulations with the ground effect, where Mercedes have just got it wrong, it kind of was a no-brainer for them. Give the kid a year they knew they weren't going to win. They knew they weren't going to compete because they've not had the best car in this era. So it was just kind of, you know what, let's give this driver an opportunity, see how he performs. And if he does well, he goes into the next era and hopefully we have a weapon car. And it was just kind of throw him in the deep end. So I froth what Mercedes did there. They took a risk and we don't always see big teams doing it. And in my opinion, it paid off. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. Paid off just in terms of now they've got one more year experience into him coming
and
into
he's
the
a good
new era.
driver.
Yeah.
Like he proved himself. He didn't crash a shit ton. Okay, like, you know, he had struggles with performance, like his performance, especially in the mid-season, was inconsistent. But he wasn't crashing. He wasn't costing massive amounts of money. And every drive he did, he was learning and he was getting better and better. And I think the last 3-4 races of the season, we could see he was a lot better than at the beginning of the season, a lot better than his mid-season. And I think we'll see a different level of Kimi going into 2026.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Go ski. There is a few other reasons that they gave him the drive. So let's just look at his life before F1, because obviously he's only had one season in F1.
I'm nervous about some of the episodes around these young drivers. Like, how are we going to get? We've already been talking for 14 minutes, to be fair, but I'm expecting it to be like birth, F1, birth, F1. It's like, yeah, sweet.
Oh yeah. You know, just like every kid, he started off in go-karting, got noticed there, won a fuck ton of races, a lot of trophies, and really got the attention of a lot of people in the go-karting world. It was also, he had a little bit of an advantage, Kimi Antonelli. His dad, Marco Antonelli, is a sports car driver, so races sports cars. I'm going to assume, don't really know too much about him, but I'm going to assume has raced in like maybe the Le Mans series or the World Endurance Series or even the American Endurance Series. I always forget what that one's called. But the American Endurance, you know, where they do like Daytona 24 and shit like that. IMSA.
Okay.
IMSA. Yeah. I'm assuming he's raced in things like that, which translate very well over to Formula One. Like we see a lot of F1 drivers like Fernando and Hulk and things like that will go and do sports car racing like that. And Max Verstappen does a lot of GT racing. Just kind of translates well. Steering wheels are very similar. Balance of the car can be quite similar at times, especially in the hypercar stuff. So yeah, I'm sure his dad would have given him a lot of coaching, and probably still today it will be able to coach him quite a lot through a lot of his learnings in F1 and through the ranks. His junior career after go-karting, he made his car debut at 15, and he raced in Formula 4, in both the Italian Formula 4 and the ADAC Formula 4. Feel like we've mentioned this one before. Didn't know what it was then, so I Googled it. It is a German version of Formula 4. Don't know what it stands for, though. Google could not tell me. So I'm just going to assume it's a rip-off of AC/DC.
Yeah, I reckon you're onto something.
Probably not.
No, probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm going to assume the D stands for Deutsch.
Nice.
Thank you.
Let's try and figure this out. AD, so Australian, Deutsch, Australian, Cadillac. Done. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, he won both the Italian Formula 4 and the ADAC Formula 4 titles in 2022. So he won 2 Formula 4 titles in the same year.
Crikey.
Yeah, that's quite impressive.
Good on it.
I mean, a lot of Formula 4 series only have like 6 races throughout the year.
Sure.
So yeah, but well done to him. In 2023, he went and raced in the Formula Regional Middle East Series, as well as the Formula Regional Europe Series, which I'm going to assume are like, you know, like just kind of little Formula 4 cars, like Formula Fords or Formula Renault kind of cars, which to the layman would just look like the same fucking car. They essentially are. They'll just have very slight aerodynamic differences and a different manufacturer of engine. But in these kind of series, all of the cars are completely stock, so everyone gets the same car. So like the team will purchase 2 cars from the FIA will set the regulations, they'll get manufactured, then they'll purchase the car, then it's all about the setup, it's all about the driver and the team and the management and everything else.
Okay.
So competing and winning in these championships, winning 4 championships within a 2-year span is very impressive as a junior.
Yeah, okay.
And obviously, he's done 2 versions of Formula 4. He's done some Formula regional stuff. You would think he would go to Formula 3 next as a good progression, Usually that's what we see. Like even Max went to Formula 3.
Sure.
Skipped it, went straight to Formula 2.
Oh.
Yep. So he was already in the Mercedes, I think he was already in the Mercedes program at this point. And Mercedes just said, you're ready to be in Formula 2. Like you've proven yourself that you've had some fantastic races. A spot became available and he went and raced in Formula 2 in, what year was it? Well, it would have been 2023, I'm going to assume. Could have been 22. Oh yeah, no, probably was 2024. Could have been end of 23, he probably got signed. And then 2024, he would have raced in Formula 2.
What? So he's only done 1 season of Formula 2?
Oh yeah. Didn't even win it.
What?
Yep.
What happened?
What happened mid-season in his Formula 2 season, he just started having amazing results. So he started having some races. If you go back and watch the 2024 Monaco Grand Prix, Kimi and Ollie fucking showed up in that race. Like, was making overtakes left, right, and center. It was quite a crazy race. There was a few crashes, but they were making overtakes like no one's business. But also in
Monaco.
Yeah. Formula 2 cars are smaller.
Oh, right.
Quite a lot smaller.
Oh.
But that's also the impressive thing is these two. This is one of the main reasons they got signed to Formula 1 is these 2 kids were doing shit.
Right.
Yeah. But also notable for Kimi was a sprint win at Silverstone in the wet. You're going to start seeing a theme here. He also had a very fast feature race win at the Hungaroring, which is very similar to Monaco. Everyone says it's Monaco without barriers, Hungaroring. And then a very stunning wet move on Franco Colapinto going through Eau Rouge at Spa. Now, Eau Rouge at Spa in the wet, not that safe.
Okay. This
is one of the best Formula 2 moves I've ever seen. It is genuinely unreal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And against Franco Colapinto, who we now know is quite good defensively. Like he's an elbows out kind of driver. So impressive for him to do this against Colapinto going up Eau Rouge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he's doing all this amazing stuff in his F2 season. How did he not win it?
Oh, he was not inconsistent, but he took his time to get up to speed. I think missing Formula 3, the jump from Formula 4 through to Formula 2 was quite big. So the first half of his season was iffy. He had some just, slow races or didn't make his way through the field or didn't qualify too well or would get involved in crashes and things like that. So like beginning of the season, look at his results, questionable, but it was towards the end of the season. I think what Mercedes and Toto was doing was just watching his progression. And anyone that remembers the 2025 off-track stuff with Mercedes deciding Kimi to be their driver, it was like Lewis announced in early or mid-Jan last year, and Toto took a long time to decide. And there was question marks for months and months and months. And he just kept saying, we think we know what we're doing. We think we know who we're going with, but we just need to like get it across the line. Like we just need to finish like our decision making, make our mind up. And I think when you look at Kimi's progression throughout that year and how much better he got towards the end, I think that was Toto trying to figure out, like, give Kimi as much time as possible to find his feet and see, like, is this a good investment? Is this a stupid investment?
Right. Okay. That is a fast track career.
Oh yeah.
Skip F3 and only make a few nice moves at F2 and away you go.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
It's the career progression you would want.
Yeah, that's the dream result.
Especially nowadays, get to F1 as young as fucking possible. Yeah. Is just like the goal, it seems. So yeah, mad. But yeah, all of this shit was obviously enough in his junior career to convince Toto and the rest of the Mercedes board of directors and investors and heads at Mercedes that he was the correct bet. And I'm sure they were nervous mid last season when he was having a few hiccups in F1, but just like his Formula 2 season, his progression, I think, is his most impressive thing, is the way that he can bounce back from a bad result and really like process a bad result and come out better or perform better because after them results. And we saw him in quite a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing last year. Obviously, being in a Mercedes, you're going to be in with a lot of like senior and experienced drivers, and he fucking held his own. So, yeah, very impressive.
Okay, exciting stuff.
Go skiing.
Then I guess moving into next year, no one knows really what the hell's going to happen with anyone's car. But
yeah.
I mean, there's every chance Mercedes could dominate the next era the same way that they've already done, and you could have a decent young kid in a rapid car.
Imagine if Kimi in his second season literally did a Lewis in his second season, got the championship. Imagine that. Or imagine if that Mercedes power unit is just a weapon and Williams dominate.
Imagine.
Scared. Seriously, you get me all excited.
Yeah, you've been imagining that for about 18 months now.
I've been imagining my whole life. But yeah, going into 2026, he's in a very good position. I think he had a good building year. The team are clearly behind him. The team, he fits in with that team quite well. Him and George got a good relationship. Him and Toto have got a good relationship. A little bit of a weird one. It was always weird last season seeing whenever Kimi would be at the F1 race, watching the F1 stood next to Toto, and like just the way that Toto like puts his arm around him or like fathers him in a way as a mentor. It's a bit creepy.
Oh, Dad.
Not in any like sexual way or anything. Because Kimi looks like a fucking infant. Like he's tiny and he's got baby face. He's got the most baby face I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Toto, no offense, I mean, he looks fucking great for his age and the stress that he's been through, but looks significantly old. It looks old enough to be his grandfather.
There's nothing creepy about that. I'm sure there is an element of. He's a young kid. There'd be heaps of stuff he doesn't know. Having like
a father figure,
like father figures that aren't your father in life is not a terrible thing.
Okay, maybe it was just me.
Having other good men to look up to. There's nothing wrong with that.
I look up to you sometimes, Skin. That was a rogue joke.
Okay. Thank you, Dave. Very good.
Oh gosh. Anyone that let's put this one to the people. If you're listening or watching this, comment below or drop us a DM. Maybe we put this out on our story or something. If you think it's creepy, Toto and Kimi's relationship.
Sure. Okay. I have noticed nothing, but I do also live under a rock, so maybe I'm missing things.
That's fair. But yeah, he's kind of got everything going for him. Obviously, based on his Formula 2 stuff and how well he did in Formula 1 last season, he's obviously a pretty good wet weather driver, which is always a very big positive. I think when we look back at the greats, Lewis, Jensen, Ayrton, Nicky, like a lot of the greats in our sport have always been very good wet weather drivers. Because I think Max Verstappen, don't forget him. I think when you look at wet weather, when people really, that's when people can really shine and really show their abilities. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he can bring if he has a race winning car, or at least like a car that can challenge at the top. It'll be very interesting to see what he does in the wet there, see how that progresses. But he's got a lot of skills under his belt, which I'm very excited to see. I have been trying to think of like a little iconic moment for each driver. And Kimi Antonelli's iconic moment that I wrote was what? Birth, yeah. Yeah, because he's so young.
Birth, F1.
Nice skin. Nice.
No, what do you got?
He passed his driving test just a few weeks before making his F1 debut. So he would have already tested an F1 car and couldn't drive and then passed his test. Ollie passed his test. We'll get on to Ollie's, but Ollie passed his test after he joined F1.
I don't know what to say about that. It seems so, wow, I don't know.
Yeah.
On one hand, it's so stupid. On the other hand, it's
crazy.
It's crazy. It makes some sense. You don't drive 350 k's an hour on the road, do you?
Yeah. In a car that's worth over $100 million at least.
Yeah, I guess it's a slightly different skill set, but you'd think they'd have it down pat.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd imagine. Max, I think Max could have even been the same actually, but he took his driving test on his birthday. He passed his driving test on his like 17th or 18th birthday or whatever it was.
Oh, like as he could.
Literally, he was like, the day I can legally do it, I'm going to go and do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I
go
did not
Max.
do that. I could not be stuffed getting around to it for a while.
Yeah, I didn't pass till I was like 22.
No way.
Yeah, I was at uni. I lived in a city.
Oh, right.
Like Sheffield's not the biggest city. Like I could walk from my apartment to the train station in like 12 minutes.
Right. Okay. I don't think I was quite that bad, but I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
Was my problem.
Okay.
So there was no point bothering.
Having
Like I was,
it,
I was still at school. I didn't have a car, so I was walking to and from school. Just like I don't really need it yet, so I just didn't bother for a few months.
See, I started to learn, and then I went to uni, and I was like, "There's no point in me carrying this on." Everyone I knew at uni that had a car never used it because the public transport in Sheffield was so good. And then as soon as I was like in my third year of uni, I was like, "Well, I've already got clients. I was already traveling like down to London every few weeks to freelance shoot and things like that." And I was like, "It's probably a good time now to get it going into the big world." And then I went and got it, and it was the best thing I did because I literally signed a client like 2 weeks later, and they were in Manchester. And so,
well done.
Anyway, another tangent.
Yep, another big old tangent.
Thank you for listening to the Kimi Antonelli episode. It's been a shorter one. There's been a couple of great tangents. You've learned a lot about me and Skin in this episode, and a little bit about Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit about Mercedes, a few other bits and pieces.
Also that Williams are going to dominate when that Mercedes engine comes through.
Oh, yeah.
And we can get a car on track.
That too.
But thank you for joining us for the 34 and 34. If this is your first episode, please go back and listen to other episodes. If you are enjoying this series, if this isn't your first episode, follow along. Come back tomorrow. We've got Alex Albon tomorrow. Fuck yeah, we're into the Williams boys. May as well finish it after that. Finish on a high. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you and good night.